Welcome back, everyone. This is the Paper Princess, and we are continuing work on our Sweet Treats album. So this is page 2. We have several flaps to cut, and there's a couple of waterfalls in here. So let's get started. I'm going to show you the measurements. You can write them down and then pause and start cutting. But flap A is going to be 7 7/8 by 5 3/4. And when you have 7 7/8 like that, an eighth is 2 lines on a ruler or on the cutter. So you need 2 lines before you hit 8 inches. B is going to be our waterfall. So we need to cut 3, and that's going to be 4 3/8 by 4 1/2. And 3/8 is 2 lines before 4 1/2. So one side's going to be a little shy of 4 1/2, and then the other one's 4 1/2, and I need 3 of those. C is our small waterfall. So the same 4 3/8, but this one is 2 1/2 inches across. So we need 3 of those. D is a small flap, and that is 7 7/8 by 3. And E is a pocket. So that is 8 7/8 by 4. So that's 2 lines before 9. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside, just like that, and start scoring. So let me grab my scoreboard. This one, I need the 5 3/8 side facing up and score 1/2 inch. These are all going to be 1/2 inch. B. So since these are awfully close, it's only off by 1/8 of an inch, I need my 4 3/8 inch side facing up. So I am going to take my ruler and make sure that is where I'm at. So 4 3/8 is facing the top. And I need to do that 3 times. Okay. C. This is a top flap, so I want my 4 3/8 again to be facing the top. Okay, D, where's D? Okay, D, I need the 3 inch side facing the top. And my pocket. Since this is going to be a horizontal pocket, I want to always start with the side that I'm not scoring facing the top. So I just score 1/2 inch on 3 sides. Start over here, turn it to the right, score again, turn to the right, okay, and that is it. Let's put that aside. And we'll start taping. I'm using 3/8 inch tape. Some of these I've already done. I had scraps, but basically you take this, run your tape along, and I'm going to do that for all where I'm putting the tape just below the score lines. So some of them I did already, some I didn't. That one is done, that's done. And I'm going to do it on my pocket. I'm taping on the textured side. And D right across here. All right, yeah, feel free to just pause whenever, and don't forget to burnish these all down. And turn me back on when you're ready. Okay, for the pocket, I've done this in my other videos. You have your two lines intersecting. You just cut up to that intersection point, turn your scissors, and continue on. And the same over here. Turn. Okay. All right, and when you're ready, bring back your pocket page. Make sure your page 2 is up at the left-hand corner. And we're going to start with the pocket on the bottom. So just take off that bottom strip. I can leave the side ones on for now. But basically, you put that down, fold that over, and the way we cut it, it just makes it so this stays down when you're placing it. So when I place it, I want to lift up my taped side so it's not getting stuck. That way I can move it around and figure out where it's going to be. But basically I'm going to have like a 1/16 of an inch showing on either side, just like frames it. I'm going to take my thumbs here and make sure it's lined across the bottom. Nope, that's off a little bit, but I didn't press hard, so I can easily lift that up. Have my undo real quick. Yeah, I didn't really press it down. Let's try that again. So left and right. There, that looks better. And when you're happy with that, just press it down. And then we will take the tape off the side right here. Press that down. Okay, now flap A, gotta fold this down, is gonna go across the top. So I am gonna turn this upside down so I can see it better. Okay, so I am lining this up left and right. And when I'm ready, my thumbs here, I can press this down. Okay. Okay. Now our small flap, basically, we've got our tape on the linen side and we want that to show. But I want to put this underneath right here. So it'll be like that. And then it would lift like that. Okay, so I am going to take off this tape and put it underneath. I'm just lining it up so that there's a little bit of space between this fold line and this flap A. Just a little bit of space right there, just so I can bend it. So basically I'm going to be going like this and like that. I like that, looks nice. Okay, so now for our waterfalls, that's going to go on top of flap A. And I am going to measure these, just lay them out and make sure everything fits side to side and top to bottom. So basically, let's see, we go like this. And I have about 1/4 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch, 1/4 of an inch. You can eyeball it or measure it, but you get where you like it, and you just put a little pencil mark right where you want to start that B side waterfall. Okay, now I'm going to lay these out so I make sure it fits top to bottom. This second one would go right below this first one, like that. And this one would go right below there. So when I lay it down, I have a little bit of space here, which is just what I want. Okay, so we are ready to lay these down. Let's see, I'm gonna peel this off. So I've got my pencil mark over here to guide me. And I'm gonna feel with my fingers across the top, make sure it's flush. And that's 1/4 of an inch, looks straight. I'm happy with that. Let's take our second waterfall. Okay, so this is gonna go directly below this waterfall. Looks like it's lined up here. And just to be sure, I'm gonna lay this one down. And nothing's sticking out over here, so I know it's even. So then I can press it down. If you lay it down gently, it's easy to pick up if you don't have it quite right. A little bit of that tape lifted up, put that down. Okay, so we have our third one. We're gonna do the same thing. Make sure that's even. Yes, it is. So I can press that down. Okay. Now I will show you magnet placement on these. A lot of people use a belly band, but it doesn't really work when you have a flap like this. So we're just going to use one big magnet and instead of 6 little ones. And I will show you that coming up very soon. But let's just get our next waterfall down. So that's going to go right about there. I'll put a little mark over here. Okay. Peel this off. There's my pencil mark. It's lined. I'm using my fingers here to make sure it's flush at the top. And I'm eyeballing this and make sure that's evenly spaced down the middle, which it does look like. Let's take our second one. And this goes, the fold of this is right at the base of the other. It's got to move over just a smidge, but I didn't press it down, so I can easily do that. Okay, let's lay that down. Yep. Okay, and our last one. Okay, very good. I like where that is. Okay. Now our last step, well, not our last step is decorating, but the next to the last step is the magnets. So I'm going to be using mainly the small, these are basic gray, but you can use any magnet, and I'm going to use a big one on these waterfalls. So the way I do that is I'm going to put one magnet underneath this first flap. So let me grab my little tool to peel off this tape. Get everything else out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to put this right about here. All right, let's see. Maybe a little bit closer like that. Take some tape and tape it down. Even though it has sticky on the other side, I just really like to make sure this isn't going anywhere, because you're going to be lifting and pulling and for years, hopefully. We don't want that to come off. So we'll do that. Then we take our negative. Now this is how, before I peel off the back, what I do here is I'm gonna flip open the second flap, not doing anything there, flip open the third, and just lay it down. It's gonna find where it magnetizes. And as I roll down, see the magnet there? It's gonna keep rolling, rolling, rolling. And as I lay it down, it will stick right here where I want it to be. So, for right now, see, I just want you to see, it moves because it's following the magnet underneath. So right now it came all the way down to there. And as I slowly fold this down, then I give it a press right where that magnet is, lift up, and it winds up right there. And then that way you don't have to put a lot of little magnets everywhere. You just got two big ones. So see, when it closes the whole book, the whole waterfall just lays nice. Okay, and we will do the same thing over here. And I'm using the big ones because there's 3 flaps, and I'm gonna have decorative paper on the top and bottom. So there's just a lot of paper here. I wanna make sure this waterfall stays down. So here we go. We take off the sticky side and put it underneath of our first flap. Right about there. Tape it down. Okay, then I'm gonna lift the second, the third, and put my other one. Why is this one not laying straight? I might have to move that over a little bit. Huh, okay. It laid flat when I did this, but it's a little crooked. I just want to see if I can fix that. Always best to do any adjusting before you put your designer paper down. Let's see if I can straighten this out. There, and if it lays, it's just off by a little hair. But when it lays here, it's straight, so I'm going to leave it just like that. All right, so I have the other side of the magnet, and I'm just going to drop it down, and it winds up like in the middle of all these waterfalls. But as I peel off the back, and just slowly, as I fold this over, it's going to move. So slowly, here it goes, it's moving. And then I press it down. Okay, and I'll tape that. There, and that lays nice. Okay, so now this flap, what I'm going to do on this is put one on either side rather than one in the middle. Just because I've done this before and it just lays better when I do that. So considering all the flaps, there really isn't a whole lot of magnets on this page. But I do go through magnets. found some nice websites for, you know, if you just Google basic gray small magnets, it comes up with some websites that you can get some good deals on that. And you can, like I said, also buy just regular magnets that don't have the sticky tape on both, on the, you know, sides. You can just take a piece of this 1/4 inch tape, cut a little piece and put it on the magnet if you buy them without the adhesive on them. Okay, now for my other side, just drop it there. And there. Peel this off. And there we go. Just tape these down. Okay, so now let's show you the decoration, the design paper, and so you can start decorating. That's the fun part, you know. Okay, so let me show you what page 2 looks like. Okay, so now for these waterfalls, these cutouts are in the 12 by 12 pack. They do have them in the 8 by 8, but they're much smaller. So these are from the 12 by 12. So I chose this green one. This is Chocolat on one side. And since I have 2 packs, I took the same one from the second pack and I used the other side. So the next one is Gâteau Sugar there, and the back side, and there's our pink strawberry cake. And what I did is I put a piece of this paper that's from it's the same as this. There's 2 in each pack of the Dress My Craft, and I put it right here. And then I just cut little strip here, here, and here for the top. And underneath, I put a little strip of that same paper going across. So this one, I also have green. I just decided to make them match. You can mix them up, but I put green across from green, blue across from blue. And did the same thing. Used 1 sheet from each pack so I could do front and back. And this is the top of one of the pages that I already had cut. And this is a piece of chipboard. It says Sweet Memories. You can use, they have those circle pictures of cakes and cupcakes. You can use that there and back it with black. But I just chose a piece of chipboard. On the other side, these cupcakes and candies, macaroons, are from the Dress My Craft collection. So I did that here and here. And this is from Dress My Craft. And this is just a solid piece of green that I had by Basil that went with this. So you can use anything that you think goes with this paper, like a nice mint green. And as far as what you put in the pockets, you can wait till the end and see what you have left over. And that's it for that. I used the cupcake for the side of our pullout because it goes with this paper. And there it is. I just love this page. Page 3 is super exciting. I love it. So stay tuned and I will see you in the next video.